Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this they call it, the podcast?
Morning Good.
Oh, I love
Hey, welcome to the Earth. Thanks. Oh, wait, I'll start over.
Welcome to Morning Good.
Good.
All right, we're fucking.
Always-
Shit, that was too fucking high. Fuck.
Always
Fuck.
Michael Good. Yeah.
Fuck. Shit.
Fuck shit, bitch.
Shit, shit,
motherfucker.
fuck.
Shit. Fuck.
Oh,
We
my
gotta
God.
get to YouTube.
Okay, we're good.
Shit.
Yeah. Let me just demonetize
Motherfucker.
this immediately by
Yeah.
just saying the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
All right, we're go. We're here at Chris Kinback
What's up, dude?
and Ryan O'Toole. This is a goddamn Christmas special, dude.
Yeah,
Is
this
it?
is
People,
I got
if
some
you're
sunglasses too. Let
this
me
is
throw
coming
them
out
on.
Sunday. I hope you're leaving your family. You know what this is for? This is you're on the way to get more alcohol. Like
Yeah.
Christmas happened, you got drunk,
Yeah,
but you ran out of booze, and you're like, let me drive.
Not in Massachusetts. They don't no booze sales on
Really?
fucking Christmas in Massachusetts.
really?
That's funny.
The blue laws. Yeah.
I like that you think people are going to be listening to this. So I could go. That's hilarious. Like where you envision people listening.
I
to
give
it.
you a platform, and you insult me, and it's like.
Insults me. He walks
Anyways-
into my house for
anyways,
the
I'm
first
outta
time
here.
ever for 13. He immediately takes a shit in my bathroom before he even says.
Dude,
hi
I
to me.
almost
right?
did that, bro. I literally, I was like, dude, I can't just take a shit.
That's
right.
how you establish
got- well-
yourself as the alpha in the room. Dude. You
Well-
just go right for that, and then be
every
like,
5 minutes we're trying to.
and then
outdo
I'll be
each
like,
other,
yeah,
dude.
somebody go flush that.
Yeah.
Be like, somebody take care of that.
Yeah, somebody
That's not my problem.
just leave it in there.
Yeah.
What shit in the shower, dude?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that kid did that on my basketball team in high school.
Yeah.
We're
In your
playing like
house?
North Middlesex. No, we're playing some team in the middle of fucking nowhere, Massachusetts. And we got smoked by them or something, and he was pissed. And he said he had like stomach issues or something. So in the shower after the team, he took a shit. Was like telling us about it. Was like joking around, be like, "Yo, I took a shit in the shower." We're like, I don't know if that's gonna work out well, and it did not. Like, obviously, the janitor found it, and then
guys
That is
still-
the funny part because you're like, fuck this high school, but really just like some Mexican.
yeah, some guy had to clean it
Were
up.
you still there, or did you find out after you got back? To
No,
like,
we found out. Well, he was telling us, and then on the bus ride back, we were just like, "Oh, that's not good." And then we all got called down to the principal's office the next day
yeah.
at school, and they're like, "Who shit in the shower?" And we're all like, and not one person didn't fucking point. We were all
Oh,
like,
you
"I'm
guys
not-"
all snitched?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
No
everybody
wonder you
was
got
like,
fucking blown out to some middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we had
Massachusetts
no
integrity,
town.
no
It is
teamwork.
weird.
We had no
Fucking be- should be
integrity.
ashamed. You should all went down and said.
it was the coach's son too. So we were all.
You should
like-
have said, I
probably
am
didn't
Sparta
get,
shit.
Probably didn't get in trouble
I
at
think
all.
he got
Gone
suspended
forward.
for like a couple games or something like
Really?
that. But then it was just it was just known as the guy that shit in the
Yeah.
shower for the rest.
It's not
of
a bad thing to be known. That's
The rest
not a
of
bad
his,
thing
it was
to be
pretty. It was
known.
pretty alpha.
Dude, it is very alpha. It's also it's funny to get charged.
How old was he? 15?
He was like a freshman. I think I was a senior. He was a freshman. Yeah.
See, it's funny to get charged with shit though, because it's such a weird thing to accuse. You're like, no, this is your like, because it's like you have to claim. You know what I mean? Like you could easily deny it. Be like, no, that's not what my shits look like.
Right. And then
Yeah,
he
I have a
claimed,
way
he,
better
claimed he had
diet.
like stomach issues or something after the game. It's like, well, there's a bathroom, right?
It's in the locker room.
It was
Yeah.
just no defense for it, and it was just like, yeah, what can you do? Yeah. At some point, he had to be like, yeah, I did it because I was pissed at that team. Fuck that team. I shit
yeah,
in
dude,
the
from,
shower because of that. It's
from
like, that's the
ages like
reason.
13 to like 23, shit is like a weapon. Like in high school and college, there was always people doing some sort of shit wars.
Yeah, shitting on cars and stuff.
Yes,
I
dude,
remember
we-
like shitting in bags and leave it. Like remember when what was it, Billy Madison or something
Yeah,
did that
yeah,
like
yeah.
shit, and then everybody wanted to do that.
Someone
little
did
shit
that.
trick.
Someone did that to me at my aunt's house one time, and I remember it was like the bag was lit. I knew what it was though, you know what I mean? And it like went out, and I'm like, I never found who did that, and I was like, I was searching the streets. I was like asking people and shit. Like
Nobody fucks it. Nobody
Yeah.
fucks with Ryan O'Toole with shit.
I don't know if it was
dude.
me
Nobody
or my
outshits
aunt. I don't know if they
Ryan.
would fucking with me or my aunt. I'm
Or maybe
like,
it
I
was
think
just
it was
random
directed
people.
to. Yeah, it could have been that. So it's probably what it was, you know. But
Yeah, or maybe it's like not directed because you could just do this as like a joke, and then you find out it's like a Muslim family that moved in, and now it's like a hate
Right.
crime. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many like
exactly.
pranks.
So
to do.
that was the
Exactly.
kid. That was the guy who did it, dude. I forget where it was. It was in like fuck, dude. It was like I want to say it was somewhere down the South Shore a couple weeks ago. These kids were playing ding dong ditch on like some Asian dude who like just didn't understand it at all. This guy like moved fresh from China, and they ding dong ditched his house, and he came out with a gun, dude. Fucking
That's the
came out-
thing. You do it to the wrong people.
and this guy got in trouble, and I'm like, what the fuck's like? What do you? That's part of playing the game, though. Is like you run that risk of like I might get my.
That's
ass
why it's
beat.
fun. That's
Yeah,
why Ding
I'm
Dong
like,
Ditch is fun. Or like prank calls and shit. That's, always
Yeah,
fun
that's
until
part
you
of
get-
the excitement of it. Is some fucking crazy guy might pull out a gun,
And it's
you know?
ironic
He didn't
because
shoot
his
him.
name is
Right.
also Ding Dong.
Dude, my buddies did it. My buddies did one. Hopefully, it's past the statute of limitations because they never. I don't think they ever got caught. But they took a shit on some like memorial in the town that was like a big memorial of something, and it happened to be
really done its job as a memorial. He has no idea.
It
what
was
it is.
it was some big important statue, and they shit on it just like out of the blue. Like, I mean, you know how kids
Martin
are.
Luther King.
You know how kids are. And it turned out, I want to say it was like a Jewish thing, and it was
course.
right
Oh,
before like a big
course.
Jewish. So it looked way worse than
Yeah,
it.
yeah, so
I mean, it
kids
was
are
still a
just shitting
terrible, stupid thing
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, yeah.
But then it was like in the newspaper, and they're like,
They
"Who
had
would
no
do
idea.
this
They
on
had-
this date?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, and they were like, "Oh, we
It
didn't mean
happened to be
They
Hanukkah
wanted
or
to come out and be
something
like,
like
"Hey, I did it, but it wasn't because of that."
yeah,
but
yeah.
also, you can't
No,
admit, you got to
can't
take
do
it to the
that. You
grave.
can't do that.
This-
Yeah,
my
exactly.
shits are not anti-Semitic. They're Semitic shits.
Yeah,
They're actually
yeah.
pro-Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard fucking thing. Yeah, like I've said this story 1,000 times, but a similar thing happened at like this college where this fraternity was peeing off a balcony, and some guys walked by, like veterans walked by and got pissed on just because they were like in the stream, and now it's like this fraternity like pisses on vets, and it's like
That's not what it was at all.
There's
No,
something
yeah.
so disrespectful about any bodily functions
Oh,
around
yeah.
somebody else, like pissing or spitting and shit like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you don't even mean it. Like the other day, I went and spit in the street, and there was a guy walking like right by, and he like went like that. And I was like, "Oh shit, that would have been really bad if I just spit
Yeah.
on a guy."
oh yeah.
Yeah, it
And
would
then-
have. Yeah, exactly.
And
It
then
would-
he definitely would have been a race that you can't spit on. You know? the odds that I was gonna hit a white guy, it would have been, but if not, it's like, it would have been bad.
It's
you
one of
know?
those things though too. It's like it's also like that guy. If that happened and he clocked you in the fucking teeth, he's not wrong.
Right,
You know where it's
right.
like so many people get into like physical issues and shit, and it's over bullshit. But
Right.
it's like if you piss, shit, spit, like
Yeah.
do anything
Cum.
like that, yeah, come on, anything. You were in the right to like. That's so wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was
Get
a guy
fucking
smoking,
hepatitis and all
ripping
that
butts
shit.
on the subway the other night,
Yeah.
and everybody's just. It was like a guy that had clearly he'd
In the
been doing
car?
it.
In the
yeah,
car on
he'd
the-
been doing it for a while because there's like a pile of butts right next to him. So everybody's just kind of like leaving him alone. He's ripping butts. Some guy lights an incense. He's trying to like save the day, and he's like, "Here,"
What
and
a
he's trying to
fucking-
talk reason into the
Yeah.
crazy homeless guy. He's like, "Here, I lit some incense so it doesn't like smell up the train." And the guy's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
You think I give a fuck?
You're asking to get stabbed, is what
Yeah.
you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you like? You go to another car if that's an issue.
Exactly.
Because also it's like the problem with the smoking on the train. It's not the smell. It's the fact that you're like secondhand smoking people. Like it has
Right.
nothing to do with. Nobody's like, oh, it smells. I mean, maybe a little bit, but
Well,
nobody.
no, you should. It is like. Well, then again, I've smoked on the train before, but it makes sense why people get mad though, because it's also like if you're paying for the train, you shouldn't have to deal with that shit.
Totally, but additional
Right.
smoke is worse. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah,
not like you're
yeah.
getting rid of the smell of a shit. Like somebody
No.
shit, and then a guy's
and
like,
the
oh,
train's
this is
disgusting no matter where you get on or
Yeah.
anything. So
Right.
it's like,
Well, that's the thing I hate now is I keep getting fucking tonsillitis, and now I have to be that fucking pussy.
is that
where somebody's-
contagious?
No.
Tonsillitis? You have to get your tonsils taken out?
I do. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a fucking child.
Yeah, what are you,
dude.
9
I remember
years
that was
old?
Yeah,
cool.
you know what?
That was awesome in like middle, in like maybe
gotta
like
eat ice
elementary
cream all
school.
day. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I've had
tonsils
5
out.
grown men say that shit to me. They're like, dude, you're going to get fucking eat ice cream. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Dude, it's like getting chicken pox right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I, fucking 10 years old?
What's
The
wrong with your
perks will be
tonsils?
Yeah,
cool.
how'd you
It
get
will
it?
be nice to take hydros, but
How'd you get it?
it's just like I just keep getting my tonsils keep getting infected, and my favorite was so I got in like a whole argument with somebody about this because like everybody keeps saying the same shit. They're like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be like licking random chicks' asshole.
Yeah, or
and I
sucking
defend
dick.
it. I keep saying, fuck you. I'm
You're
gonna
like,
do whatever
no,
the
I
fuck
should
I
be
want.
able to like random chicks.
I would
assholes.
never
why
stop
shouldn't
doing
you?
that. That's
Yeah.
who I am as a human being
Right.
now. And then I looked it up. It's like, can you get like this? And it's like absolute. Like there's like a giant list. It is like so bad. And I've been defending this for like years. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
licking assholes are cleaner than pussies. None of this is.
Right,
There's no
right.
science to support any of this. But I've been just making these arguments. And then I read like one article. I'm like, this is really bad.
It is funny how we think like a woman's asshole is for some reason better than a guy's
well, it is,
asshole.
dude. It is. They
They
definitely.
do. They
upkeep
take
it
a little
more.
more care of it because they know it's in play all the time. Like
Yeah.
my asshole's never. I've never had to worry about it being.
You never had
in
a lady lick
play,
your butthole?
You know, no.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know that I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't encourage. Yeah, I'd be I'd be like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah,
that
yeah,
for?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
are
yeah.
you getting it? If you're not getting anything out of it, don't do it. Don't do it for me.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I think
I'm
it feels
not-
great, but I get like if you haven't experienced it, you're not just gonna be like just stick.
Yeah,
your tongue
please.
Yeah,
eat
you
my
never got a dick
asshole.
in your ass.
Yeah, you haven't lived, man.
You don't know what you're missing, dude.
Yeah.
Although sometimes you get a massage and they'll
sometimes you get a massage.
they'll get
by the
really-
way.
they get-
acting like we're all getting jerked
they get
off.
really deep in. They get really deep in. They get really close in there, and sometimes you feel bad about that. Have you ever gotten a massage?
Like which not the massage.
Yeah, just like
get.
any massage, they get kind of. I guess they don't get that close to your asshole if it's a regular massage.
He's like, when the
They're
Chinese women
professionals.
start,
They know what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like I go for a fucking full body massage right the fuck now, dude. That's what
Oh.
I'll tell you.
I'll give it.
I'm
full
all set
body.
with
I
that,
could go
dude.
for giving a full
A
body
foot massage.
Really?
That's what I like.
I'm joking.
Okay, I was about to say you're calling me gay for getting my butthole licked, and now you're like,
I love
I'll
giving.
massage
I love giving dudes full
Yeah,
body
yeah.
massages.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've never. By the way, I've never.
That's why you came over here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought I was here for to give
know,
the full body
yeah.
massage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's free. Dude, free. I'll do it. No problem.
Yeah, no
Yeah, no,
worries.
you don't have
Actually,
to. You don't
give
even
me
have to
money.
pay me. I'll pay you.
I get you lunch after this.
Do you mind if we talk about that? By the way.
No, please.
Yeah. So I've never gone through a rub.
was like,
You
no,
said, "Oh,
absolutely
please."
not.
I love how you said, "Oh, please," with a cup of tea, like it's a project you're working on.
Well, I
You're
just
like,
assumed
"Please,
we'd
it's-
all been to a rubber tug before. But
I
you're telling me
haven't.
you guys have never been to
No.
one?
I've been
And I've
jerked
probably
off
got,
by
like,
a dominatrix, but that's it.
Oh, what is that?
I've probably got like
crazy.
500.
It's a woman that
massages
says
in my
mean
life.
things to you while
Really?
jerking you off.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah,
But that story's been covered. I want to hear. Okay, so you said you've never been to one.
No,
that's crazy. In New York, you've never been to one?
doesn't interest me. It really doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
now I
I've
feel
never
like-
been a
now I
fan
feel
of
like a
hand jobs,
scumbag.
dude.
Oh,
I've
I
never,
love hand
I've never been a
jobs.
fucking like.
I love getting
Obviously,
them, I
I'll
love
take
giving
one.
them. I'll fucking.
It's just like it's just
What?
like you know what
I
mean?
also I love. So first off, you look artistic as fuck right now. You look like such a New York, like you know what's going on. So when you talked about you haven't gotten a rubber tug in New York City, you
Yeah,
sound
like you
like a,
haven't. Like you guys are so uncultured.
yeah.
It's like you guys
You look
haven't
like you know
traveled.
the neighborhood so well.
You guys haven't been to like a good coffee shop.
Yeah.
or
Do
something
Do you go
that I
in
know
there?
about.
Like, what do? They usually just offer it, right?
You can usually pretty much tell right away. Like if it's
How they're dressed, right?
if it's a sketch, well, usually they got to buzz you in, which is the first thing. Most places, why would they have to buzz you in if they're not doing something sketchy? Usually it's on like the second or third floor of like a business building, and yeah, you can usually tell pretty much right. I mean, yeah, you can tell right away what kind of place it is. Although, so the one I just went to, when I went in there, they a friend of mine was like, "I'll give you $50 if you go in there." I was like, "That's the easiest $50 I've ever got."
Well,
in
you
my
could just
life.
say who he was. He was on the.
Yeah. It's irrelevant to the story, but somebody was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "If you go in there, I'll give you $50." I was like, "Yeah." Why would I not want to get a massage?
That's such a funny, like, dude, I can't believe he's gonna do this.
Yeah,
Some people are
yeah.
just so not risk takers that they get like blown away by certain things.
Yeah,
You're
like,
like,
isn't
you're
that
gonna get jerked
crazy?
off by a stranger. It's
How,
like,
how
yeah.
great would it have been if it was
No.
a sting operation?
Yeah,
he gets
busted.
popped for solicitation
That would
15
be
minutes
fun.
later.
That would be
dude.
funny. All
And he
for
knew he knew
$50.
about it. Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah,
would say
that was a
that
good
had to be the
setup.
fucking worst because you know when that like massage parlor got shot up.
No, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
it's
do
happened.
remember that back.
Yeah,
in
it was
the
like
day.
imagine how shitty that's to be. Like the news shows up and you're just a guy getting jerked off in like a towel.
Yeah,
You're like,
oh fuck.
I was just here minding my business.
So you
Yeah.
go in there. Yeah. So go.
That would be the most shameful thing, though, to get busted in one of those because it's just it's pathetic to be
Yeah,
in one,
yeah.
you know. So yeah, the one I allegedly went in the other day, it was
the other day, like literally 12 hours.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, I'm having a tough time remembering.
Yeah.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could tell what it is. And this one was unique because I never had this happen before. The lady that gave me the massage was very professional about
Okay.
it, not doing it, nothing weird. Usually they start doing stuff weird pretty quick in. Like if you're they'll be like telling you how handsome you are and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they'll be like playing like they'll be really close to your asshole. you
Yeah.
know? Like to the point where it's unnecessary how close they are.
Yeah.
But you kind of like, okay, this is
Yeah.
happening. But with her, it was very professional. Had the towel on the whole time and everything. And then at the end, they bring in a ringer to fucking finish it off.
Okay, so they
Bring in somebody from the street. They just pick up anybody.
It's just like a crackhead from a Dougal Street. He's like, I'll fucking jerk you off.
the black dude in the wheelchair.
My hands are good because I've been rolling all day. I got an extra grip on these.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was something I'd never.
So they bring
experienced
another
before.
girl in.
Well, that's
Another
hard though
girl
because
in,
then you
yeah.
didn't choose which
Is she
one jerked
pretty?
you off.
Not as pretty as the first one. The first one was like cute, and the other one I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
No,
But
I've
you're
also-
already committed at
Yeah.
that point. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, bring the
Yeah.
other one back in.
How much extra does it cost?
So at the end, it was like, I mean, it was like $60. You tip them like $60. It was like $60 for massage and then $60 tip.
So you got almost half of it paid for.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I was like, well, that was stupid.
Got
I
it.
fucking lost money on
Yeah.
that. But
Do they
I
like
guess I got it discounted.
Can you dictate like speed and like stuff like that? Can you be like
Yeah, you can get as into it as you want. Depends
how good's the English? Because that's got to be hard when they're doing the
I mean, I think hand jobs are the universal language. That no matter what language you speak, everybody speaks hand jobs. Everybody knows like what's going on. Like, yeah, they have like the words down. Like, they didn't speak great English, but they have the
See, that's the thing.
general
The only
English
reason,
down.
one of the reasons I haven't gone is because I feel like those places I worry if they were like what they're there. You know what I mean? Is this woman like held in a basement?
Yeah, now that I'm saying it out loud, I guess it doesn't sound that fucking.
Well, everyone will forget about it afterward. It's not like it's recorded for the whole.
Yeah, I guess.
Literally
right.
anyone in the world to see. So you're good. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
so
it.
nobody will even know about it. But I mean, they are prevalent around. I mean, they are like a
Yeah,
thing.
they're
That,
everywhere.
they are a thing that exists. So it's like
I've heard the red door. Yeah, that's also crazy too because it's like I don't know the morals behind this, but if they are like there again, like if they are there in order to get citizen, what's the whole traffic thing? People say it's like they're there and then they're like sending money back home, or it's all.
But that's
gives a
everybody.
fuck? If
That's
they
what
wanna
every
do it, though,
illegal's doing.
yeah.
They're all here and they're working different jobs and shit like that. That's just a job.
yeah.
you can
yeah.
do.
Who really?
So
gives
here's
a
a question: if a
fuck if
guy
they want
to have a guy, what's worse is having somebody living here illegally jerking you off, giving money back home, or some guy who has to like clean shit out of the toilets and send. You know, I don't know what's
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I don't
jerk
know,
a dude
especially
off.
if
Actually,
they-
I don't know. I don't know. Would you rather jerk a dude off or like clean toilets?
I don't know if they don't hate it. If they're like, yeah, I don't know. If
Who
I
hates
look at
getting
it like
jerked off?
I look at it at like the other way around.
Oh, you're
If
saying
I,
the
would-
woman.
if I was doing it to like chicks all day,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like,
That's
all right.
not a fair
I wouldn't be-
comparison. Though. If I was fingering girls all day, I mean, every guy.
I mean, eventually, yeah, you get some hot girls, you get some gross girls, but it's like you just do it.
Yeah,
you know?
no. I've talked to
So-
like prostitutes about stuff, and they're like, sometimes they're like, oh yeah, no. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. Like,
Yeah.
There's also a weird line because I met some girl on field, and she's like, oh yeah, I've done sex work. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I've fucked somebody from. She's like, there's this guy I wasn't that into, but I was like, hey, pay me $200, I'll fuck you.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess there's a weird level of that, and I think strip clubs are like that too, where it's like they can probably decide. They could be like, okay, this guy's hot enough for me to want to fuck him. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's one of those
right.
things too, where it's like you're like, okay, he's hot enough for me to want to fuck him,
Yeah.
but I don't have to like push it with the other guy. Now there's gonna be other guys that are like, please, I'll give you $800, and you're like, fine, I guess I'll fuck you.
Because that's the thing. It all sounds like fun and dandy, like OnlyFans girls or like prostitutes or escorts, until you got to fuck a guy that's like repulsive.
yeah,
And like, there's probably a lot.
but
of
I mean,
that.
out of the three guys here, who's fucked a woman who's repulsive?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
but
the
we're
only one who
dudes.
raised my
We're
hand.
dudes.
I'm a purebred, clean-blooded.
only tens.
Yeah,
Only tens.
only tens personality wise. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Charitable donation broads,
Yeah, just good people.
humanitarians,
Good vibes out in the world.
philanthropists.
Yeah, so then you absorb that off
yeah,
of them after
and that's
you,
how everything's.
after
That's
you
how
do
my
that.
life's going right now. You know,
Dude, you look
Yeah.
fucking awesome, by the way. You got gloves.
Thank you.
Those aren't pit vipers. What kind of glass are those?
I have no idea. I got them at some store.
Yeah, it looks fucking good.
Yeah, I caught a glove
I'm
in
the
the
only guy
Pats
without
game the other day, dude. Fucking I shoved off a fucking 12-year-old to fucking snatch some fucking game one equipment, dude. Now I'm not gonna drop nothing.
Did his
dude.
dad get mad?
I don't know. I told him I didn't give a
It's
fuck.
funny that I
was
assume the Pats.
shit-faced.
It was a game the Pats got smoked.
They played the Chiefs on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they got beat, but I wouldn't say they got. It was
Yeah,
their
I guess
worst
they did all right.
performance. Yeah.
But it is weird to like throw your stuff into the crowd, like you're. I feel like that's something you do after a win or after you did something good.
Yeah, totally. Oh, they were all pissed off walking off the field.
Yeah.
You could see.
But at
it.
least
It's
they
like-
did. At least they
They
did
walk
that.
right by me. I'm like, that's one thing you can always tell. You can tell. That's why I like going to the games. You can see the players who really give a fuck. You can, like my seats are like right where they walk into the locker room. So like you can really like observe the players, I have
That's
a
the
video
thing.
on my phone actually. I showed my buddy. It's on my other phone, but I have Aaron Hernandez, a video of him. The last game he ever played when Baltimore beat us in the playoffs. I go, I watched it the other day. I go, oh shit, this is the last time Aaron Hernandez ever played a football game.
Really?
That is
I'm
sick.
just filming him. I was like, because guys were walking
Have you thought about
off.
like you could probably sell that to like some sort of news or
Maybe it was
documentary.
just
have
like
him,
a
have him sign it.
yeah. What's he been up to?
No. He's gonna be a free agent now, right?
Yeah.
That is crazy, dude. That Hernandez was a what was the I forget. So he played the last game, and then in the offseason was when all the So he had probably already done all his
all that shit. Yeah. And then
Can
he
you guys
well,
fill me in about?
smoked.
I'm not a sports fan. I'm
Yeah.
not a big murder
so
fan.
a tight end
Oh,
for the
you-
Patriots.
You got to watch this
who
documentary.
was
I mean,
really
it's the
good.
best.
He was a really
Was he
good
the one having gay sex?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah. That's what they're saying.
That's probably contributed to it, and the CTE, and,
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
and everything.
drugs,
contributed
smoking
to it.
fucking
Contributed to
angel
him-
dust,
Wait a
fucking
second.
all day.
Yeah, he was the coolest, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm confused. Gay
Played
sex
at Florida.
contributed to him murdering somebody?
He was closeted. He didn't want
Oh,
people to
okay,
know,
okay,
and then I
okay.
think it was like coming
But,
out.
yeah, but who knows? I mean, yeah,
Dude, it's crazy. The kind of shit, if you want to fuck dudes and can't be open about it, the kind of shit you do is like insane. It's like the weirdest, like pitted thing. Like the amount of people that are like closeted,
Oh,
they
this
either
guy
like
was nuts,
murder trans women or like it's fucking wild.
It is crazy, dude.
Or you
yeah,
be a cool guy like me and accidentally do it and say, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm not gonna murder you. Yeah, it is wild, dude. That people are that afraid of it that like they'll find out.
But I don't know if that
afterwards.
was the reason he did that. I mean, I just think he was a crazy person.
Yeah, I think since he was
also.
as a kid, he was a psycho.
Yeah.
The
Always.
quarterback on his high school team said they were fucking too.
Yeah.
That came out.
I don't know if I believe that. I
Yeah.
can see. They're like interviewing him on Channel 4 and shit. I'm like, this guy's fucking drooling off of perks right now. Like, why are we listening to this? I'm literally sitting there. I go, this guy's been like out of his fucking. And then I think like he got arrested for drugs. Like right. I go, why are we just interviewing junkies who went to high school?
It's like the guy that blew Obama.
Yeah.
He got an interview.
Yeah, there's always that guy. Everybody's like, every conservative friend I know, they're like, dude, fucking.
Can't prove that he didn't do it.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's so easy. Dude. If I was gay, I'd be like, yeah, I totally sucked Obama's
Oh, how
big
much would
black
that
cock.
suck if you were like a super celebrity and everybody's like, yeah, I blew that guy, and then
Yeah.
like all you need is a couple people to say it, and then people are like, where there's smoke, there's
Yeah.
like the Obama shit. I have no idea, but like hearing it enough, I'm like, probably he was blowing.
Well,
dudes
the
or
reason
getting
I think
blown by
he's
dudes.
bi is because he like that. He wrote a letter that like literally. In
Yeah,
the, in
yeah,
the,
that's the
in the-
thing that's
I
like,
forgot
yeah,
about
yeah,
yeah. He wrote a
yeah.
letter that's like, I've only had sex with men in my fantasies.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what we all
Which is
say.
fine. Who gives
Yeah.
a fuck if he's gay? It's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? It's like, honestly, what does he care for? You know what I mean? I can't speak for anyone, but it's like, if he is, what the fuck's he care? Gay people already vote for him, and anti-gay people don't vote for him.
Right,
So
right.
it's like,
Especially now, it's
yeah,
like,
it's like, who gives a
shit?
fuck?
Yeah,
you
that
know?
would have been like edgy back in the day, but now
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, who really? Especially now, he's done with all this stuff. But yeah, it is weird, like especially in politics or even in like the NFL. Like if you're like a big alpha dude, you can't come out as gay.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
Well, I
but
mean,
it's
it makes
probably all
sense
happening.
why it would be an issue, like for certain people. Like I'm just thinking of football players, for example. It makes sense why.
Yeah,
it'd be
you're
an issue
around dudes
because-
all day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, that is like the thing that is funny though, because the NFL, I feel like they always like they'll get mad at players for like saying something fucked up on Twitter, but then if somebody's gay, they're like not going to take that player probably.
right.
Is that's the thing, right? I don't know a lot about football, but
It could
Kinda,
be
but-
weird. Like the
Yeah.
one NBA guy that came out as gay, I think like wasn't getting signed on any teams, but he also kind of sucked. So it was like,
Jason Collins. Did
yeah,
it.
people are like, do we really want
was
this
already
whole
old, yeah.
thing? If it and then he was like blaming it. It's like, oh, I'm not getting signed because I'm gay. It's like, well, there was like a couple seasons you hadn't been signed by anybody before anybody even knew you were
Yeah.
gay anyway. So it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
No, well, that's the thing in every aspect. There's always like I've heard like comics do a similar thing where they're like, oh yeah, I didn't get this because I'm gay. You're like, I don't know, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
right. It's a convenient.
But there's also like, yeah,
excuse.
but you know, it's also happened where, you know, people have had a legitimate fucking gripe though too. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you also can't say it's someone hasn't got fucked out of something because they.
Oh, for
You know what I, yeah. So it's like yeah, obviously, you know, people will fucking use anything for an excuse, but
yeah. But I just hate how I hate how masculine football is, and then how fucking.
fuck. Then don't watch it. What do you give a fuck for?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying. Let me finish.
masculine. They showed Taylor Swift on the jump.
Let me finish the
game
sentence,
the
you
other day, 15
fucking
fucking
bitch.
times.
Nonstop.
What I'm saying is, I
It's
hate how
crazy.
fucking masculine they are about it's a masculine sport, but then the fucking PR side of it is so fucking gay. Like they're giant pussies about certain. They're like so and so posed with a gun. So and so said a tweet.
Oh,
And, like,
yeah.
That's the shit that annoys
Yeah,
me.
like you can't even hit your wife without them getting all fed up
Exactly.
about it.
Okay. That is fair. I guess
Meanwhile, they're giving you painkillers and fucking
Yeah.
crushing dudes
Yeah,
24
it's
But I'm
like,
saying it's like such
let
a-
Ray Rice live, man.
That's not what I was. I guess
We
my
know what
argument
you're saying,
completely
Michael
collapses
Goodman.
on itself. They're really weird about like tweets and people posting videos
Sure.
like guns.
It's a billion,
They try to be like
multi-billion
woke.
dollar
Remember the
business.
NHL was trying to be woke for a little bit too. They were trying to make teams wear like the
The gay
rainbow
jerseys
flag
and shit,
And
yeah.
like in
Yeah.
different countries, they were like, "No, we don't fuck." Like
Yeah.
Russians
Yeah, you
and stuff were
couldn't-
like,
yeah,
fucking no."
Yeah. And then people were like trying to get mad at them. Like, dude, this guy was born in the Soviet Union and
Yeah,
then raised
yeah.
in Russia, and you're mad that
You're
how
mad that he
feels about gay, right? Like,
Right. It's like,
what?
he's not like protesting. He's like, "No, I just
Yeah.
don't want to wear
Yeah,
a big
which- who
rainbow
gives a
on my
fuck?
fucking
Yeah.
jersey." And
Yeah,
they're like, "You are fucking
Yeah, who gives a fuck,
homophobe." And he's
dude?
like, "I guess
Honestly,
if you
who
put it that
cares?
way."
Yeah.
But it's like making people do weird shit that they don't want to
Yeah.
do is yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. There is something maybe that closeted gay people enjoy is the idea of like hiding it. You know, like
No, I'm sure.
like
yeah,
that
I'm sure it's
Louis
fun.
bit where he's like, "Oh,
must have been
I'm
so good
My,
to, like-
like my parents are so mad at like
yeah, I'm breaking my mother's
I'm
heart.
breaking my mother's heart." And he's like, "Where now it's like so out in the open, but like
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah, no one gives a fuck if you're gay now. dude.
yeah,
It's
but
like,
maybe
really-
they missed that, like the Kevin Spacey and like Travolta and shit
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's such a totally different time.
They
dude.
missed the fucking
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny part too, because
secrecy of it
Travolta
all.
got like seriously blackmailed by the Church of Scientology for being gay.
Yeah.
Because like what it is like you go in and you confess all this shit about yourself, and then they hold that against you, and they go, "If you ever try to
They
speak."
probably recorded.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
really?
But now he's like, "Oh God, now it doesn't fucking matter if I'm gay." He's like, "If I
Why
would've
he's
just,
out
like,
of Scientology?
No,
Or he's still
No, he's still in it.
he's like, yeah.
What's Scientology's views on gays? They're cool with it?
they're
no idea.
It's not a real religion. It's just a cult. It's like literally a manipulative cult. Like
Yeah.
all it is like a fucking money making scheme.
Yeah, kind of
Right.
like the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I don't have strong opinions.
Yeah.
I used to be so just like fucking fuck Christianity, and now I'm kind of like the second people start shitting on something, I become such a
like,
douche.
whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
hey,
yeah.
my parents still believe in that. Take it easy.
But I would argue. I'll argue with my dad about Christianity. I'll be like, it's a fucking scam, all this shit. But then the
Yeah.
second like some liberal person's like, Christianity's bad, I'm like, you shut the fuck up. You
Did you
liberal
go to
piece of shit."
church?
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up? Did you go to church?
Not really. I
Really?
did when I was like with school. I went to a Catholic church until like 6th grade the first time.
Yeah.
And then after, no. But
Yeah.
I didn't like go.
On like Sundays and
No,
stuff, you
fuck
didn't
no.
you didn't have to go.
No fucking way. That shit, no.
I went
Yeah,
Yeah.
We would go.
Yeah.
Which Catholic?
Catholic. Yeah.
Catholic, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
Massachusetts. What are you? Just regular Christian? What?
so,
Protestant?
so my this is kind
They
of
got mega churches out in Florida.
that was the
too.
thing. I always thought everyone was just Catholic. I didn't
Same.
realize until like
No,
I
it's
remember,
like a
There
lot
was
of
like
people are not.
Protestants.
No,
and
no.
all this other
It's like
shit.
Kennedy got his head blown off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I thought
It's-
we were the cool ones.
no.
Yeah.
Another Louis
Yeah.
bit where he's like teaching his kids about religion, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of religions, but the Catholics won, so
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
so
of
play it
the-
accordingly."
right.
Yeah,
So my mom is like Catholic, and then my dad's like not a specific kind of Christian, but he believes in like mind over matter. So we would go to like the Christian Science stuff, and that shit's wild.
that I
shit-
could kind of get behind because that like helps you out in life. Where I feel like is Catholicism just like makes you feel guilty, makes you like it's like don't do this. But those like even though all those people are weirdos, it's like the power of the mind and like the power of like positivity and shit like that. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
is a better
they
angle to
related?
go through.
No. And it's so funny too, because like at the front of the
They got
Christian
that
Science
cool-
church, they have a giant sign like this is not Scientology, like just like trying to fucking
Really?
like yeah, because it's
But
like
they're probably pretty similar.
well, it's like
What they say they're not Christians too?
no, they're Christian. So what it is like they believe that like this the woman who started is a woman named Mary Baker Eddy, and what she did like back in like the whatever sometime between 1800 and 1920. I have no idea. I know
Yeah,
that's like a
yeah.
fucking century, but she was like basically like, oh, modern medicine sucks, so we should like pray to deal with all of our problems. But times have changed now. Modern medicine's pretty fucking sick. So
right.
it's like
Back then, she was probably pretty accurate.
she's like, oh yeah, the leeches and vodka isn't
Yeah,
fixing
the
this. I'll
black-
pray
the
about
black-
it.
Modern medicine's
plagues.
pretty sick. What's this podcast sponsored by Pfizer?
Yeah.
Fuck, get out of my fucking house right now.
Guys, we
Take
gotta
a
believe
stand.
it. You gotta trust that.
I mean, dude, pharmaceuticals they're crisp. You get
Yeah.
a nice fucking Xanax high. You're like, this is perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, it's a lot of like, yeah, don't just use your mind. Don't get treated. Like I think,
Which is beneficial, but it's like it goes too far because then it's like, you know, I went to a camp and then I like fell off a mountain bike and I'm like bleeding all over the place, and they're like, we're gonna pray this away. And
Why do they care? That's my whole thing. Is what the fuck? Like the whole like my thing with religion is like, what the fuck do people give a fuck for? Like, why not? Like, why does it have to be so organized?
Right. Why does it matter what other people are? Like, you believe whatever the hell you want, but why do you
Like
need
you
other
say, you
people?
fall off a bike. What the fuck does the church? It's like it's not like they give a fuck. Like, do they want? So you don't use no band-aids, none of that shit.
No. We use band-aids and stuff like that, but they'd be like medicine's a crutch. So like, you're not gonna like go to like the and I don't know, maybe
What about like coffee in the morning? If you say
no coffee for them either. No. This is the thing too, where it's like my dad's aspect of it is he's not like anti-medicine.
He picks and
just
chooses what he wants to use.
Yeah, so he's like, this is mind over matter. He's like, I believe you shouldn't rely, which I agree with. It's like you shouldn't rely on fucking drugs
Right.
and stuff like that. But
depends, honestly.
yeah, like it's telling a schizophrenic to like pray about something. Like that's a fucking.
Well, I mean, I rely on drugs every single day. You know?
What do you take?
Oxycontin first thing in the morning.
Hell yes.
10 milligrams
Yeah.
every day for the last 22 years.
And look at him. He's doing great.
Yeah.
So fuck everybody that thinks it's a
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah. I am trying to like wean back a little bit too, because like I'm prescribed anxiety meds and like I'm pretty careful about it, but sometimes you just go through like a phase where you're like,
Yeah, give me a little extra more, a little bit extra today.
yeah.
Today's a tough day. Let me get
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, every day's a tough day.
Yeah. But I only take it for like sleeping. What happened when I took it recently is like, so I took it 2 nights in a row. The first night I had fucking tonsillitis, so my shit's been like swelling up, ginormous. Also, I went to a gay doctor. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
By the way, I went to the gayest doctor I've ever.
It sounds like a bit. I went to the gay doctor to fix my tonsillitis. Next thing you know,
Let me open that throat.
Oh,
up.
he fixed it all right.
Dude, it literally was like the most cartoonish gay man I've ever seen in my life. He comes and goes, hello, and like immediately, and he goes, oh my God, your throat is like so swollen. Woo, if you could see it right now.
Yeah,
He literally
yeah.
he goes, look, I would love more than anything if I could like drain your tonsillitis, but I can't do it. So we're gonna have to send you to the hospital. Oof, I know.
You wonder if people like that are actually like that, or if he's on some med. Like if you have access to every med in the world, like,
bro.
maybe he's a little juiced up
Absolutely.
on like
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, there's a
Doctors?
cocktail.
Are you kidding me? Doctors?
Yeah,
and
why wouldn't you
nurses?
be?
Yeah.
Because if you're enjoying your job that much, and being a doctor doesn't sound like that much fun.
You're looking at some dude's asshole who has a rash on it. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
But he's
It's
having, he's just bouncing back between the rooms, like hello,
Right.
like he was like,
yeah, I would be too if my dopamine was the fucking at an all-time
yeah,
high
yeah.
every single day.
Yeah. And then he ended up like, he for sure crossed the lines because he was like, okay, so like imagine like you had like a rash on your leg, right? And imagine it spreads and this guy's just like rubbing my leg. I was like, this is totally unrelated.
Was Oscar Aiden your doctor?
But no, like literally that gay. And then I mean I thought it was funny and I had a good time. But I went to the ER or whatever, and they're like, you got to get your tonsils taken out. They put me on medicine, didn't work. Came back 2 days later. I was like, my throat was fucking swollen. Like I could like barely breathe. So I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Klonopin, NyQuil, and an edible and just pass
Jesus
out.
Christ, dude.
Yeah.
You had all that. You have all that stuff at home?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working on like.
How'd you feel the next day?
So this is what happened. I took all that and I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. And I'm watching like The Naked Gun or something to fall asleep. And then I just don't fall asleep. So I just wake up in this like, I'm just like, I gotta get to the ER. So I just go to the ER just like blasted. And that was the weirdest experience.
You never slept?
No, I got into the ER probably like 1:30 a.m. And then I ended up staying there till 4. But that was the crazy. Just being like that fucking high in the ER is like a
Oh,
crazy.
that's a nightmare.
Where
There's like
was it?
tubes and stuff.
A lot of beeping.
NYU, Langone or whatever. Yeah, and I was just telling them, I was like, they're like, so they're like asking me questions. I'm like, dude, I'll be honest, I'm high as fuck right now. I was like, I don't know what's going on. But then what was it? The next night I was like, okay, I'm gonna like stop. I don't want to take anxiety meds to go to sleep. You know, I'll only really take it if I'm sleeping in a new location for like the first night or two.
Yeah.
Dude, I think we may have. I drank out of that.
You're such a fucking piece of shit.
I
What
think
was in there? Was that just water?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have
You
tasted.
have yours over there.
Ah, shit! This one tasted like tea. That's why.
What do you mean it tasted like tea? It's a can of water.
But you had tea
You've
and
been
then had
sipping-
water.
Yeah,
so I
you've been backwashing the tea. You've been spitting the tea in there. I gotta.
That's disgusting.
I gotta run.
All right, I'll
I
see
got
you.
better shit to do. No offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you get it.
I gotta go.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt my
Maybe
feelings.
maybe
No,
they'll
Nothing's
ask me to
gonna
be
come of
on.
it?
Maybe they'll ask me to be on it if like they don't.
Can we say what
have-
it is?
Yeah, I'm going to Seth Meyers
Yeah,
as like
yeah.
a third person removed from the person that's actually there.
Yeah.
Just go into catering, steal mad shit.
That's what I'm
Like,
gonna
Let me
do.
know what the craft service, bro. You should see what I fucking hit this week with craft service. Let me know what that's like up there, cause
Give
Maybe
him a
you'll
piece
just
of my
throw
mind.
what
it in.
channel is that? Is that NBC? Oh,
I don't know.
It's definitely NBC.
I don't know anybody that watches that.
That's just
Neither do I.
that's just
Still.
a network of just. Dude,
who gives a fuck?
I saw a
I know.
live taping of it. It was the worst experience. Of my
That's
life.
what I'm about to watch.
It's
I'm about to
creepy
watch
as
a live
fuck,
taping,
dude.
and then I think I get to go back and
Let's
meet
make
him.
sure we're never on this show ever.
Dude, I will say this right now. I will
Fucking
never
show
do Seth
sucks,
Meyers.
But maybe
dude.
they'll
Why,
like
he
need me
seems
to be
pretty
on
cool.
No,
Except
dude,
he's
a
like a
fucking bitch.
Steelers fan, and he's from Massachusetts or something.
it.
But
He's
cool.
from Mass. He's from Mass. Huh?
Yeah.
I'll have to bring that
He's
up.
a
with him.
condescending cunt.
All right. Well,
and,
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
You
of course.
guys,
Thanks for coming out. Tell him what I think of him, please.
I will.
Yeah.
You guys keep rocking. You know, don't let me not being here stop this from being a electric podcast.
Trust me,
All
we
right.
won't.
Yeah, no, I'll keep rambling about tonsillitis that I
Yeah.
realized halfway through wasn't going anywhere. But I was like, maybe the gay doctor will make this into a story. But no, it's just a relevant
Going
story.
somewhere. All right. Thanks, dude.
All right, see ya.
Adios, Kinback.
But yeah, I went to a live recording of that, and it's the creepiest shit in the world.
What's
Have
creepy
you been-
about it?
Because it's like you fake laugh for like probably like 30 minutes. You practice.
Yeah, there's like an electric sign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
And they
that.
practice it, and then they record a bunch of them in a row. And he comes out, and he literally looks like a fucking. It looks like you're like in a wax thing. He just looks so perfect. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you're like, this is not a real human being. This guy's like a robot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't have real issues with him, but I don't know. I don't like late night. Besides, I like Jimmy Fallon. He's the one everybody hates.
I think I went to his show one time. In
Yeah,
Los
he-
Angeles, like years ago.
he just seems like a nice. Everybody shits on him. They're like, oh, he's fake. I'm like, dude, I don't care if he's just like a nice guy. Like, I just don't like condescending. Kind of.
I just never got into any of that shit, dude. You know,
Sometimes
should I
it's
sit
nice
over
to-
here in this?
No. This is perfect.
All right.
Actually, yeah. Actually, I don't know if your head's gonna get cut off there though. So yeah, just sit
I'll
here.
just stay here. Yeah, my thing is like the late. I just never really got into that stuff. Like I don't watch it. I don't.
My family didn't watch it. I never got into it. But I will say this: when you're like drunk in the back of a cab, or like even in the morning, if you're like taking a cab, it's kind of like very soothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is always on in cabs. It's always on, dude.
Yeah, it does give me a little warmth. I'm like, oh, here's Jimmy Fallon. He's playing with puppies or something like that.
You don't
Sure,
gotta
he's a
think.
giant alcoholic, but that's fun. I don't know. I don't mind that.
Jimmy Fallon's an alcoholic.
Oh yeah. This is like I'm not like the one outing it, but it's like public. No, he's like drunk all the time.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a cokehead too. I hear.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's just fucking.
But why wouldn't you be? Turn that light off. What are you paying the electricity around here? What the fuck do you think this is? Jesus Christ! It's bad enough I already have Tesla's fucking set up in here right now. Got Nikolai Tesla. I got a fucking. Is fucking
all the fucking lights going on right now.
General Electric in here. All right, fucking cell phones charging.
Hey, take it easy.
care.
Have
a
fun,
good day,
Seth Meyers.
Kinback.
I say, let him know. I think he's a gay
Yo, I'm dead
bitch.
serious. Let me know what the craft service setup is over there. That top lock might be locked too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at it.
Have fun.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
God, just leave it. Just leave it. You're
Just
gonna
get
destroy
out of
something.
here.
Get the,
You're slowing
get
down
the
the show.
fuck
We're talking
out of
about
my
this.
house.
Yeah. But Conan was the one that was the shit. Conan's fucking
Oh,
incredible.
that dude still is.
He's
His
hilarious.
podcast is the best, dude. And his
Yeah.
because he lets just people. He's always been the best at like just. I feel like he doesn't like try to be something. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
kind of just like goes with it, and he's just so naturally funny and shit. But even that, I never really watched his show. But like, if I'm watching clips on YouTube or some shit, I'll always watch his because he's funny when he talks to like comedians or athletes or author. It doesn't really matter who he talks to. He's just always the same, and he's so funny.
Yeah. No, 100.
The other guys I don't know too much. Like I've never watched Seth Meyers' show. I've never
Seth
watched
Meyers
a full
just has,
episode
he just has like a
any of these
cunty
shows.
condescendingness to him that I never really. I mean, I fucking Colbert's the same. He's just kind of a condescending cunt. Fucking what's his name? It is so funny. It's just so cliche, like unsuccessful comedian shitting on every. You're like fucking Oliver,
People
John
shit-
Oliver's
people
fucking
shitting
bitch.
on this. Who cares? dude?
Yeah. But it's like one of those things where it's like, too, it's like, oh, this is the same show. It's like, you're going to like do something about what Trump said. But Fallon doesn't do that. Fallon, for the most part, I mean, at least what I've seen, he's just like, let's have cute puppies on.
Yeah.
And then, but Myers is like, Trump is doing this. And then Kimmel is like, can you believe Trump is doing this? And then John Oliver is like, I cannot believe that Trump is doing this. And you're like, this is the same fucking show 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah, I know. It's yeah. I hear you.
But it is so funny too because it's like they make you like, and I fucking hate Donald Trump. Like I don't like him, but it is they do they do
push you there.
They push you there too with the especially with the fucking Georgia thing or the Colorado thing that just happened. You see that?
Yeah, like what are they saying? People can't vote for him there.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's crazy,
dude, you just look like you look like
Yeah.
you're so scared of being a
Yeah.
loser. You're like, oh, I mean, we can't let them vote for this guy. You're like, well, now
You be able to vote for whoever the fuck you want. If you want to vote for Fidel Castro or some lunatic, I think you should be able to vote for literally whoever you want.
yeah.
Isn't that like the point of having the First Amendment?
dude? I might get a mail-in
I wanna
ballot
know-
and let an audience member fill it out. I feel like that'd be kind of funny.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. It'd be kind of like it'd be douche like crowd work viral video, but I'm like just me just being like, hey, who wants to fucking vote for?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't know. As I said, I don't know. I change my mind every day about this shit. Sometimes I really care a lot. Sometimes I'm just like, I mean, my whole argument always is like, you don't want me arguing your side. Like I did a podcast recently, and this woman's like, oh, you would care if the issues mattered to you. I was like, there are issues that matter to me, but the second I'm arguing something, I'm the boner podcast guy. I will decredit whatever movement you're doing.
Yeah, it's difficult for me. It's like I know like the things that piss me off in the world. It's like the presidents aren't gonna fix. So it's like, the fuck do I care for?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They don't. They're all like, I know it sounds, everyone always says it, but it's true. They're all bought and paid for. It's so like they have their own interests. These,
Yeah.
it's like they get paid. Their salary's not even that much money, and then all of a sudden they're like worth hundreds of millions of dollars and have this influence. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's Trump or Hillary or Biden or some other dickhead. Like, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also like, I'm starting to care less. Like, I'm starting to even get to the point where I stopped caring about aliens, which is hard for me because that was like.
What do you mean you stopped caring about aliens?
Dude, I was so invested in the UFO stuff, and it's just been such a slow thing that I eventually was like, okay, this is now to the point where it's getting boring. Like, it was like things would drop. The Tucker thing was fucking crazy. I don't know if you saw that one. Dude, he had this fucking interview.
Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, he's big into UFOs, and there's this fucking shit where.
Why does everyone hate him?
So I think he
I
is.
feel a lot of people like him though.
He is like, this is what I think of him. He's like, I like that he gets kind of wild sometimes, and he's like, the CIA assassinated JFK. That's what happened.
He's not wrong about that.
No, totally. And then he's like, UFOs are real. And I'm like, that's fun because there's not a ton of like newscasters that are going there. But what's annoying is he had like Alex Jones on, and his whole thing is just like, he's too obsessed with like the cancel culture bullshit in a complaining way. Where he's like, and
that stuff's not even really around anymore.
No, and we're all guilty of it. I just complained for 5 minutes about the fucking NFL. But he's like, he had Alex Jones on and goes, a lot of people say Alex Jones is crazy. Is he as crazy as a man cutting his penis off? I wouldn't say that, but that's normal now. So you're like, dude, come on. It's like, what? It's like, why? I don't understand why they can't just drop the train. It's like, who gives a fuck if people are cutting their dicks off? It's like, maybe there's a rare population that is cutting children's penises off, but I think that's like that's not a
kids' dicks. That's what they're talking about.
No, but like that is always the slippery slope argument where like there are people who advocate for kids getting transgender surgery.
Yeah,
and I disagree with that, but. It's like that's like a case by case issue. That's not a who are we voting for president. But the political commentators will be like, this is the same guy who thinks they should cut children's penis. And it's like, well, this is totally different than the fucking border.
Yeah.
But what is it? So that was funny. But like the thing with him is like, dude, let me show. I'm just gonna play this fucking UFO video because this is the wildest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I'm an alien believer in the sense of I think there's other communities and extremely complicated societies out there who probably know we're around and we don't have a full idea on them.
Dude, what he says in this interview is fucking wild.
The second thing that bothers me is the UFO story. And, the more you dig into that and talk to people with actual knowledge of it, again, that's another story where there are some, fanciful ideas floating around that are just, there's no evidence that they're true. But if you talk to people who, have actual knowledge of it that they gather.
Let me just get to the crazy part.
May be true that's so radical that as we both said, we don't want to tell the people we love most about it because why would you disturb someone like that? So I kind of get that.
It's too long of a video. So what he says is this. He goes, the truth behind UFOs is so dark that I have not told my wife. And the other guy goes, yeah, I refuse to tell my kids what I know about UFOs, the U.S. government. He's like, there's a spiritual component. And this is what he says. It's fucking crazy. He goes, I understand why. He's like, I don't agree that the government shouldn't tell us about this shit, but I understand why they don't tell us and that they are somewhat complacent in something. So my conspiracy brain's putting it together. This is how wild I'm getting with it. if this is, so I was also like, a month ago, I was fully off this. I was like, oh, these are just government drones. Because I go 50-50. Sometimes it's alien, sometimes it's not.
They probably are though. Some of them probably.
Some
are.
of them. But this is what I after seeing this video, what I think it is the U.S. government has an agreement. This is fucking wild. I believe this. The U.S. government has an agreement with aliens that they can have some of us. Like, they're like, we'll give you guys like 50 a year or something like that. Because I like with that video, the way he described it, and maybe Tucker Carlson's just full of shit. This is like,
yeah, but can't aliens just take people anyways? It's like I don't think we could beat aliens. Like if it came down to like
no. But I'm saying they're going. We're not going to wipe you guys out because we need you guys for some reason, but we won't cause any problems. We need like 50 test subjects like a year or something like that, and then we have some sort of agreement with it. Because the way he describes the videos, he goes, the truth of it is so dark. The U.S. government is complacent in something, and I can't tell my wife even what this is because it would so
Who's that? Who
earth-shattering.
says he can't tell his wife?
Tucker Carlson and the other guy.
Oh, do they like work for the government or something?
I think they're just maybe he's
There's
just.
probably a lot of other things those guys can't tell their wives. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like
If I told my wife
Yeah.
that blowjob I
Yeah.
got from my receptionist, it
Yeah,
would shatter her
seriously.
world.
These
Yeah.
people are lunatic. I watch these news people out there, and I'm like, these people are fucking out of their mind, dude. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. And maybe he's just completely wrong. But I was like, sometimes you're like, just the way you hear somebody say something, you're like, this is just spooky, and this
Yeah.
feels really real the way the person's talking. You're
Sure.
like, this sounds kind of like what. And if you read between the lines, I'm just totally guessing. This is. By the way, if somebody told me tomorrow there's evidence that the aliens have never existed, I'd be like, yeah, but like, I'm not. There's not enough for me to be aware of any real scenario here.
Yeah.
Just the way he describes this is like, oh, it sounds like it's like the U.S. government is like, yeah, take, this many people a year, don't wipe us out, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to wipe you out, but we just need like.
I wonder what like the North Korean government's deal with aliens is, or like
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
or like I don't know, Belize or like Luxembourg or something.
Yeah, I don't know, because like that would be interesting if it was like.
Like, what if the aliens just like they're really interested in like I don't know, like
Hasidic Jews.
yeah,
They're like, "What's up with the
a
hats?"
random yeah. Like it's like fast. Like their scientists are pretty much like, oh, these are interesting creatures over here. You know what I mean? Like they're like, what if it's something like that? Like regular like Americans, like white people, black people don't give a fuck to them. Like it's just whatever.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, man. And I I don't think we're ever gonna get a fucking even remotely an answer. Like it seems like we're getting closer, but that's why I got kind of bored with it. But I was totally off it until that video because I had a friend who's in the Marines and he's like fucking psyop. He's like, it's a psyop. He's like, I think this is all bullshit. And they're all just trying to like manipulate us.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's also a government agenda around all those things because like why are so many documents redacted?
Yeah.
It's like, so it's like I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, that's why I kind of just tuned down. I was like, I'm gonna go see the new Willy Wonka movie.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Which was fucking fun, dude. That with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
It was too much of a musical, though. I don't like musicals.
Is it for little kids or is it for like
I don't know, man. It's kind of like
because like Bobby wasn't really for little kids, right?
no. It was like I didn't see it, but I think that's sort of like it. This was, I would say, just like a movie you go see. Yeah, it's kind of a kids movie. It was like. I thought it would be a good idea. Then I didn't get it high as I thought I would. I thought I'd just be baked as shit. And I was like, oh, I'm just kind of high watching this. But it was perfect, like right before bed movie. Like me and Patty went to go see it at midnight, and I was like, or like 10:30, and I was like, oh, dude, I just had great thoughts. That I slept, didn't take any sleeping pills. I was like, I'm gonna sleep fucking great. Just zoned off to fucking Wonka Land. And Hugh Grant's incredible, dude.
I love that guy,
dude. Literally, there's like all these arguments where they're like, you need little people to play. I'm like, dude, he was. Don't change. He was just an animated little guy, and I hated the singing until the Willy Wonka or the Oompa Loompa song came on. I was like, dude, I love those little fuckers. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
he has like a little like like how Batman has those wings, so he can like fly around and shit. He can do all this like cool shit. I was like, this is a fun movie.
Hell yeah.
But
getting high and going to the movies is so fun.
It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Like getting high, like the older, like remember how exciting and doing stuff. Getting stoned was like when you were like a teenager.
Oh,
like,
it's
it was
amazing.
such a crazy adventure.
Yeah.
Getting high and going to the movies is probably the best thing.
dude, because it's like,
As an adult, like the equivalent version of that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
the funnest thing to do high.
and you can't do it too much because you feel like a loser. Like there is that moment where you go, okay, I'm getting high and going to the movies too
Yeah,
much.
but-
But it's like a great, especially because I keep getting sick, so I can't drink or anything. So I'm like, oh, I'll get high and go see a movie, and it's like, it's so much fun. You go into the Regal and you're on these like the escalators are fun. Everything's colorful.
The lighting, the
lighting,
carpets.
the semi-retarded guy behind the counter, and you're like, I need butter on my popcorn. He
Yeah.
looks like he can't understand a word you're saying.
100%. I'm about to piss my pants.
Yeah, dude. I
Okay.
think we're also like, we're at 50, dude. We'll call it there.
You sure?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't want to kill it, you know?
No, dude. It's a fucking this episode.
All right.
I almost wasn't gonna do because it's like Christmas. I don't know if anybody's even gonna listen. to
No,
it.
hey, no, what do you mean? We got to give some people some Christmas advice, dude.
All right,
We got to talk about Christmas, dude.
Yeah. What? We'll piss and then I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do for.
Talk. What are you doing for Christmas? I'm gonna listen.
I'm staying in the city because I found a new apartment and yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about that. Man, this I don't know how people do one person podcasts. You do this shit, right? Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I don't have enough thoughts to most of my thoughts just loop. It's like if I try to do a one person podcast, I'd just be thinking the same thing for like
what?
I don't know. Just me being like, are aliens real? Am I going to be okay? Am I going to make it in comedy? Are aliens real? Yeah, but it's like if I was listening to that, I don't know. Now I'm just looking at that poster you have in your room of that woman with.
Stop being self-conscious. I'm telling you, your fans love
Who's that? Who is that woman in this poster you have in your room? There's a woman with nice boobs right there.
Some random Indian broad from a movie in like the 80s.
She looks very half Indian.
She's full Indian.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Indians are like technically Caucasian.
Technically, what?
Caucasian?
Are they really?
Yeah. I think I made.
Some of them are. There's like Anglo-Indians, but a lot.
Yeah. By the way, this is so funny because they can't hear you. So all they're going to hear is me being like, Indian, huh? Yeah. Huh? What? Yeah.
Some of them are. I mean, but there's a lot of Indians that are very, very dark.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited too with I'll be honest, I don't mind Christmas in New York
You
City.
want one that's fresh and doesn't taste like whatever?
No, I'm good. I got mine here. I'm about to finish
Yeah,
it.
so Christmas in New York City.
Like, dude, the other day, because like for people that don't know, I'm house sitting right now, which is
Give
great.
the address, passcode, and invite everybody over.
Dude, the house sitting's fucking great because I'm like, dude, I have a place to myself. Besides the other night where I took too much edibles and I'm just in the loft, just scared to walk down this ladder because the person has like a loft and I'm sleeping up there and I'm just freaking out. But it's by Central Park, so dude, I went running in Central Park.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, it was amazing. It was beautiful. It's like, especially like just listening to Christmas music and running in the park.
It's every time I go into Central Park. By the way, for those watching Central Park walking tours, come check me out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fucking dude, like every time I walk through there, it's such an experience. You know, it's like it's one of those places. It's like it's amazing that place is in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's my favorite place. Every time
I
someone,
used to not like it because in my mind I was like, everybody's like, it's such an escape from the city. And it's not really. You still feel like you're in the city.
Yeah.
But it's like at night, and even during the day, dude, it's so like, I don't know. New York City just really grew on me a bunch. Now I fucking love it here, dude. I'm not leaving for a very long time. It's like this place is fucking.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's a lot of faults, there's a lot of bullshit, but it's an amazing city to live in.
Yeah, and it's like the fucking community, dude. It's like so many comics let me fucking crash with them and shit. And I'm like, this has been like the best experience like that I've had. I mean, it fucking sucks dick to like, you know,
Sure.
be sleeping on an air mattress, broken up with all this shit. But I'm like, now that I'm kind of on like a better side of it, I'm like, dude, this has been like the most growth I've had as a human being, and especially as a comedian. And it's also like, but I was just running through the park the other night. I was like, this is great. And I'm like, dude, Christmas is gonna come around. I'm doing shows on Christmas.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
gonna not get fucking hammered, but I'm gonna booze a little bit. I have some White Russians.
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
dude.
It's definitely like same. Like I'm gonna make sure like I got a little Christmas Eve soiree I'm going to and Christmas Day. I'm definitely gonna have like I was thinking a White Russian because I'm like I'll fuck with eggnog. Like sometimes I'm not the biggest fan, but like White Russians,
They're
like
so fucking good, dude.
oh, they're so
I
goddamn
love 'em.
good. So one of the most underrated drinks you could get is a White Russian, I think.
Oh yeah, dude.
Especially this time of year. Like Christmas is the best time to drink that shit.
Yeah, me and my friend were talking about going to see that new Christmas movie. It's called like Silent Night or whatever. It's like one of those badass, like a shoot 'em up
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
movie. And we're like, dude, it'd be so sick to bring like a full mini bar, just be like shaking up
Oh,
White
yeah.
Russians in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, this is probably like, but my ideal Christmas is like I'm hosting a show Christmas Eve. I'm like, dude, drinking a White Russian on stage, just doing crowd work with some random people who aren't with their
bunch
families.
of Jews and
Yeah,
Indians,
yes,
like
dude.
yeah.
Maybe a couple Asian guys that don't celebrate. I'm like, this is fucking
Yeah,
I'm
they're fun, dude.
Yeah.
That's my favorite time to do comedy is like the holidays, like
Yeah.
especially the time from like Christmas to New Year's. Like that week is
Oh, it's busy. As fuck,
it's
dude.
so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun.
People are in a good mood. People are having fun, getting drunk, and it's like, and I say I don't really drink on stage, but like I'm like Christmas Eve, I'll have a couple and just like get the vibe. And then it's also like Christmas is great this year because I wasn't looking. I forgot about it. Sometimes shit's great when you totally forget
Bro, it's
about
like
it.
in like 5 days.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude, this is like right around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy it now because I'm not a big fan of after the holidays. Like I think that's the toughest part.
January in New York City is
man.
fucking horrendous. That's why
So
I'm
is February.
Yeah,
so
February
is
sucks,
February.
and then the beginning of March sucks. But
Yeah,
I'm doing dry January.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. I probably
Yeah.
won't touch. I was talking about that last night with someone. I probably won't touch a single beverage.
Unless something sick happens. Like in my mind, I'm like, I do it every year, but I'm like, every time I do it, I go, that was great, but I'm never gonna do that again. But then a year goes around, you get kind of a little less productive, and you're like,
it's easy for me. Like I used to always go from it would be the end of football season to baseball season. That time in between. The only tough thing was St. Patrick's Day. But I'm like, if I had a couple beers on St. Patrick's Day, I wouldn't beat myself up about it. But I really might like after New Year's, maybe even before. I don't even know if I'm gonna drink on New Year's, but after New Year's, I'm gonna be off of booze for like a while, few months definitely. I'm due for it. I used to do it all the time, where I'd take 5 or 6 months off. You know. And
for me though, it like fuels me. I don't know. For me, it's like my
I know what you
adventures.
mean.
My
I agree.
especially with podcasting. It's like I go out, I get drunk, and something fun always fucking happens.
It does do something like I know people say like obviously you can't drink too much, you can get lazy and stuff, but I can speak like in a creative way. Not saying I do creative stuff when I'm fucked up, but I do get a different view creatively when I'm drinking.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's like it goes because like every time I've taken a month off drinking, I've looked and I've gone, I did not get as much done. I lost weight and I saved money, but I don't get as much done.
Which is necessary though sometimes.
Yeah,
know?
totally.
Like,
yeah.
It's the easiest way to lose weight is if you just stop drinking. You could still eat like shit, but stop drinking and you're gonna lose weight.
Oh yeah. Well, and that is the funny part too now is me trying to figure out how to lose weight in my face. That's the most sad breakup shit is doing fucking chin. I think I was telling you about these fucking chin exercises. I'm like, I'm gonna get a fucking jawline, show that ex-girlfriend.
That's what makes a jawline is exercises?
Well, no, it's like cutting out alcohol, but then you could put a tennis ball below your chin and do like crunches.
Jeez,
but
I feel like that's just damaging your Adam's apple.
Dude, you do like 3 of those, you're like, this is the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it. Like there's certain things where you're trying to look good. You're like, this is so lame that I cannot fucking do this.
But if it fuels you though, and it's healthy for you, that's all it.
And I think my only reason for wanting to do dry January is so I could work on like screenplay shit. Because there is a thing where you're like, oh, it's Saturday night. I had a spot and I'm gonna go drinking. It's like the next morning I'm gonna lose a couple hours if I drink. So that's why.
Well, that's the main influence with it for me is like, I mean, I kind of had vacation this week. You know, I went to a wedding. I went to the fucking Patriots game and I drank, but the next mornings were rough for me. You know, and that's like the thing you gotta factor in. You know?
But also what happens is, dude, I end up like with tonsillitis. It's like I take 2 weeks off of drinking every other week because I keep getting fucking tonsillitis. So I'm like, at this point, it's like I've already taken a month. That is the most alcoholic thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't drink equal to a month.
After you've already been talking about adding up your off days. After you've been talking about doing Klonopins, NyQuil, and edibles all over the place, dude. But yeah, you're right. That is the most booze bag thing to do. Like when people add up their days, dude. Well, from fucking Tuesday to Friday, I didn't drink anything, and then Saturday, Sunday, yeah, it's good.
I've been on both sides of that conversation. I've been on the side of the conversation where I'm trying to justify my drinking, and I've also been on the other side where somebody else is like, yeah, dude, it's not like I drink every single night. And you just kind of nod and you're like, yeah, you're
they
fine.
totally do, dude.
Yeah,
you know? It's fun having friends who are booze bags.
Yeah.
You know?
But dude, let's fucking we're at a fucking 57 minutes. What do you want to promote?
Ryan O'Toole podcast. It's Ryan O'Toole, ITS Ryan O'Toole on fucking everything. Central Park walking tour. Just go on my fucking Instagram. I'm putting all my shit on there. That's my New Year's resolution is to be more professional with my social media stuff and let people know what the fuck I'm doing. So just follow me on Instagram. I'm sure it'll be in the description of this video or whatever.
Yeah. Paxton always puts it on there.
Thanks for having me on here. It's always I always have so much fun just talking about the most retarded shit with you.
Oh, it's a great time.
And I said it, I mentioned it on my podcast, Ryan O'Toole podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts. I said, I'm doing Morning Good podcast. It's the best podcast to watch when I want something stupid on television, and I mean that very respectfully. I can just watch nonsense where I'm like, okay, like I don't have to think, you know what I mean? And it's like I can walk around and write or do something and just listen to total bullshit.
You might as well just throw on VeggieTales or some retarded kid show.
No, I'm a big fan of the program.
Nah, I'm fucking
big
around.
fan of the program.
No, thank you. It also thank you a fuck ton for listening. Also, it's been crazy recently where like I've been kind of like this was a really fun one. I've had some really fun ones, but a lot of these episodes have been so last minute because I don't have a place. It's like people don't understand. Like I'm running around with my podcast equipment from like.
Yeah, you told me you thought you lost it on the train.
Yeah,
right?
dude. I'm like running around town to like my storage unit. I'm running around like I'm like, oh, whose house was I sleeping at 4 nights ago exactly? I went to Patty's in like Brooklyn at like midnight last night, and none of my shit was there. Yeah. So it's like these episodes have been like all different locations, all just me trying to crank them out. But with the new year, it's gonna be like. And I love having you on, but I do have to mix up with guests a little bit. Yeah. So like moving forward, it's like I am gonna have. I mean, you're still gonna come on all the fucking time, but I am gonna have like more like planned out episodes where I have like more shit. I mean, I don't know. It's a mix. Sometimes it's fun just to fuck around, but it's also easier to just have like a setup. So it's gonna be like I'm gonna be putting like the perfect amount of effort more into it. I don't want it to be contrived. I just want to be fucking around.
Is that your New Year's resolution?
A little bit more effort into like just organizing stuff. Just so like Kinback's not leaving 20 minutes into the fucking episode. But thank you guys. Oh yeah, follow Chris Kinback, whatever his Instagram. Actually, he doesn't get that. I hope he embarrasses himself in front of Seth Meyers. Oh, also,
I hope he gets hit by a car, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude.
I hope he's mic'd up and he says something wildly inappropriate, and then he can't have a career afterwards.
Yeah. North Korea and South Korea, and I can't tell the difference. Whatever. There's also really funny. There's an episode a couple episodes ago. I just want to justify this. Patty like got in an argument with a woman, and I'm just over exaggerating
on the show.
No, just off the show. And I over exaggerated the story. I'm like, yeah, then you hit her because you hit women and stuff like that. And I never corrected it. So anybody, there's no.
Wait, cut this part out.
Yeah.
Don't put this in here. Keep the viewers fucking.
There's no part of it's so funny because I listened back to it. I was like, there's no part of this that sounds like he doesn't hit women, and we just move forward. And I'm like, no, I'm completely kidding.
No, he's not. I know the story. Patty hit her. Patty
is because you know what you're doing. It. You're like, yeah, of course you're horrible, and you hit women and stuff like that. And then he just blazes over it. So Patty DeFino does not hit women.
That's bullshit.